Channel. Where are the videos? I can see there's people in, but it's not coming up on my stream yet. There we go. Why it took so long to come up? Maybe it's just me watching. Slightly better further in now. So I'm going to bring it in a bit closer. I'm not sure you need to see my ugly face, do you? Who's joining us tonight then? Who's coming to the party? I know someone's lurking, probably Seb. There's a wee wee Seb. Oh, look at that belly. Working? Yeah. Bum bum bum. Right, get started. At least it's not as cold today anyway. I knew Seb will be first. Oi oi Seb, how are you? What's up Dan, how are you? I'll bring the camera in a bit closer today. Try that. I'm sure you guys don't really want to see my ugly mug, do you? Maybe you do. I'm sure you'd rather see my moobs. How you all doing? What's up Wasim? How are you? Thank you for coming in. What's everyone up to? Apart from obviously watching my live stream. Not too bad, a bit fed up with all this lockdown malarkey now. It's starting to get to me a little bit. I understand it all, but boy, being stuck at home by yourself is kind of draining now. At least I used to have the solace of actually being able to go out at the weekends, meet up with my boys and go out and I had that to look forward to, but at the moment, it's unquestionable whether we can even go out and do that. So it's a little bit frustrating, but the way I try and look at it is, whilst I think my situation is bad, being stuck at home, working from home, not getting out, there's a damn sight, there's a lot more people out there way worse off than me. So that's what I try and do, is look at it from that point of view. Too much snow? I've got something for snow, Seb. It's called paddle tyres. What's up, Emily? How are you? Thank you for coming by. Oh, I wish they'd send some snow down this way. I would love to get out and take the X-Max out in the snow with the paddle tyres, that's for sure. Love a bit of snow. When it first comes down, that is, it gets a little bit boring after it's been laying around for a bit, that's for sure. Right. So if anyone wants to know what we're doing today, last week obviously we put in the M2C hinge pins, and at the time I think I said really should have got some hinge pin holders for it. So yeah, I did. I went out and bought some custom RC upgrades, front and well, rear and rear front hinge pin holders just for the rear. Doesn't really need them on the front at the moment, and you can't fit a front one anyway because of the bumper, unless you change the bumper to an RPM bumper. So you could use these pedal tyres, so if we live closer. Unfortunately, we don't. So, what's up, Mars Master? How are you? What's up, Unboxing Life? How are you? So I will say now, I don't know whether any of you got hit with the. I've put a short up, just trying out shorts, and I thought I'd use Jack's montage just to see what happens, how it goes. I know some of you have probably seen that video already, but it was mainly aimed at getting it on the shorts shelf, just to see what happens with the shorts. And I think it's a pretty good montage anyway, so hopefully no one complains about seeing it more than once. You'll probably see another one at the weekend, and we'll see what happens with the shorts. What's up, Bars and Stone? How are you? Glad to see your EXB held up this time. Have you got the X-Max yet, Bars? If not, why not? You know I'm going to keep on about it until you get one. What's up, Marcin? How are you? Thank you for dropping by. You should see it on paddle tyres as well, Bars. It's a bit of a beast. But I have got a story to say that unfortunately some of you may not know, but I killed my GoPro 8 at the weekend. My own fault. I was out shooting a video, trying out the paddle tyres at the local park, which is a bit flooded. I will be doing a video on it. Hopefully I've got enough footage. And I decided to strap the GoPro 8 to the roof of the X-Max. The problem is, when I put it on, I used the proper, the GoPro adhesive mounts. I must put those in there to warm them up actually. But I put them on cold and I didn't let them set. So, car goes off, spraying water nicely, turn it around, coming back, GoPro 8 falls off into the water. It's only about so deep, but even so, it's in the distance. I've got to go and find it. After about, I think probably about 5 odd minutes trying to find it, I did find it, so I thought, great, that's not too bad, I found it. Not too expensive. Brought it back, put it in the bag, and then took it out 5 minutes later to use it again, and it stopped working. Battery must have gone. So I opened it up, take the battery out, there's water inside it. Found out there's a crack on the top of the GoPro, probably from when we had it attached to the back of the EXB when we did that big send and it came down. It's on one of the previous videos, and then the second run, we did it the first run, it took off and landed fine. Second run, we took off, and when it landed, the GoPro 8, the mount shattered, the GoPro 8 went flying and put a big mark across the lens cover, but it didn't actually damage the lens, but it cracked it, so water got in, dead. Contacted GoPro because I've got GoPro Plus on the basis that you get 2 replacements, no questions asked, in any 12-month billing period, and I think the charge for that is like £99, which isn't too, it's better than buying a whole new camera. Only they then said, well, no, what we do is for you, Mr. Lee, is we do it under warranty, free of charge for you. I said, but it's not warranty. I said, it's 14 months old. I broke it, and I've got to pay it. He said, no, for you, I'm going to authorise it and do it free of charge for you. I went, well, are you sure? Because I'm happy to pay the money. I broke it. And he said, no, we'll do it free. So hopefully, my faith in GoPro, maybe he saw on my records how many failed attempts they had at delivering the GoPro 9 to me, I don't know. And it was their next part of compensation to me. But we'll see. I posted it off today, and we'll see if we do get one back. NTF fans, no, don't need them. I don't know why, but the music and the jumps on that short is really good. You can thank Jack for that. Jack did that. That was a montage that Jack did. I just pulled it out of another video. Radical RC bash bar, yep, we've got one of those on the Italian. You distract me, guys. Italian Radical RC bash bar. Now sporting the Badlands, not the Badlands, the backflip LPs. Just got to get out and send it now, haven't you, Callum? You're still in that. You're still in the room. What's up, Total RC Reviews? How are you? Who else have I missed off? Unboxing Life. Welcome. NTF fans call that beast out. Well, we actually make our own fans rather than the NTF ones. A lot cheaper. It's a video in my playlist for making your own fans. What's up, Kevin? How are you? Thank you for dropping by. All good, Kevin. Just bored of being stuck inside, as you well know. So, it is life, but not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. So, hopefully this is now going to sort out the rear of the couple of the weak points on the EXB. Is the hinge pins. I'm sure they're made of banana metal. And the hinge pin holders aren't too bad, but if you're going to change the hinge pin, then it's worth changing to these. Come on. And we've also got a nice, if it all fits, from Liam Tatus, I'm trying to pronounce his name. We've got the very nice 3D printed flexible TPU, I think it's made of. He sent those to me. Very nice, and all free, very nice. And also got that to fit to it as well, which is made of the same stuff, just to try it out and let me know how it goes. So far so good, really like it. Nice and flexible. Nice texture to it as well. Probably should open up the diff and see what's going on inside there as well, but I can't be bothered tonight. What's up, Stu S4? How are you? A 5-hour 2020 rewind. Damn, 5 hours. Give me something to do at the weekend if the boys don't come over. I loved the actually seeing that video on the Mojave, Kev. That was a good day out as well. that you proper killed that chassis. Proper killed it. Just what, is anyone else having problems? I haven't, but other people have been saying they've been having problems ordering and getting delivery from Banggood. I ordered a servo. I didn't need to. I just thought I'd give it a try. I did order a servo last night, and it went through fine in the China warehouse. And I also ordered, which I've got to fit today, some new receivers for the Radio Link, and they came fine as well. So, just wondering if anybody else has had any problems with them. Can you measure the distance of the shock eyes on the EXB rear arms compared to V4, please? The distance of the shock eyes. Are you talking about up here, Martin? Talking about the top bit? Here to here. Yeah, or no, I've got to go and find my tape measure now, haven't I? Bada bing. Comes the Derby. Right, we are centre to centre. Stay still, you. Centre to centre is about 23 centimetres. 23 centimetres. Scorched. I want to see the scorched one bend as well. If anyone can, Kevin can. What's up, sausage? How are you? What are you up to tonight, then, sausage? Hopefully Jack's finishing off a video, an edit. We'll be going up. It was supposed to go up yesterday, so I do apologise. Jack's been very, very busy though. Up at the Excel building, finishing off the Nightingale, so I had to put one of my videos up last night, which wasn't supposed to go up last night, but I thought I'd put it up anyway. Mud, mud, glorious mud. Come on. Which is tough for the EXB Kraton or the EXB Mojave. Depends what you want. They're two different trucks is the problem. So, you know, you can't send the Mojave like you can the Kraton, the EXB, or the Kraton rather. But, you know, a lot of people say the Mojave is the strongest truck that Armour do. Yeah, but you can't send it like you can a Kraton. It is a good truck. It's a different type of truck than the how does this go on though? Totally different type of truck to a Kraton though, so you can't really compare the two, I'm afraid. In my view, anyway. That's how that goes on. I think that's how it goes. I don't think that goes. It probably does go underneath actually. Yeah, it does go underneath. Bum bum bum. Talking to myself, guys. You do know first sign of madness is talking to. Well, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. It's supposed to be the first sign of madness. Prices are rising. It depends on where you are. Because a lot of people in certain areas are moving out of London because of everything that's gone on. So they're moving out of London, which is driving up house prices outside of London, depending on where they're going. I have heard that prices down in Devon and places like that are going through the roof because people are moving out of London, moving down there and buying two houses with the price they sold their main house for in London, renting one out and then living in the other one. But they will equalise out if we do hit a recession and everything. Prices will equalise out and come back down again. Anything apart from the Kraton today? I've got some receivers to put in. One to put in the Italian and one to put in the Limitless for the radio link because Callum's still complaining about range, and then I've got to put the one that's coming out the Italian into the Granite. So we're all on the radio link. The old Flysky GT3 C is going to be retired out probably today. Was it? Might still use it on some future cars, but might use it on some crawlers or something like that if we do get into crawling. Although having said that, the radio link is good for crawling as well. It's got it's got more channels for winches and things like that. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, 30 people in the chat, 98 thumbs up. Come on, guys. I haven't thumbs up it. Look at that. No, I have. I have got some other bits to work on, but I'm planning separate videos for those. So I've got some scorched RC titanium skid plates for the Limitless and the Infraction to fit. I won't be doing that tonight because I want to do a separate video likely on that and then do them running with lots of sparkage because we like sparkage. Also got a custom RC upgrades 3S motor mount, but again that's for a separate video that will be coming soon. I also have some bearings to replace in my Max 6 because I think it was on the last live stream I started taking that apart because it was all rusted up and I decided I wasn't going to use the existing bearings. I didn't trust them surviving, so I bought some new ones. So I'm going to do a video on servicing your how to service a brushless motor with the bearings and everything. So that's for a separate video as well. Because we're in lockdown, I still need to be able to put videos out, but obviously if we're not driving as much, I need to do some other type of content. So, and people like the how-to videos, they're always helpful. What's up, Logan? How are you? Stevie Woo? What else we missed? I've got a Hyper VS buggy coming soon, roller. Got a Max 8 and a nice radio to go in. 31st of Jan is my wife. It's your 30th. Happy birthday. The 31st of Jan then, sausage. Wife is treating you very nice too. Yeah, I want to get into some quads. I want to actually learn how to FPV quad. So, something I need to get into. Definitely. Because I want to be able to, well, one, because I think it's pretty cool flying it, but also getting that some decent camera angles and things like that. I think I'm going to become the cameraman. Let the boys do the driving, I'll do the fixing. I do a bit of driving, but I like watching the boys drive as well, you know, as much as me driving. And plus it's cheaper because they don't break them as much as I do. It would get a little bit expensive previously. Slap a little grease in there. At the same time, it's nice. Well, I say it's nice to have caster fits. Do need caster fits to be able to do a live stream. Otherwise, it gets a bit boring. So if we don't get out this weekend at all, I'm not sure whether the boys are coming over. I'm not sure what I have to do on the live stream next week. Maybe just come on and chat and shoot the shit. Oh, shoot. PG. Sorry, guys. Shoot the poop. Do you do FPV, Stevie? What's up, Gates? How are you? I keep meaning to have a look at the, because you can get some simulators, can't you? That you do online for the FPV. I keep meaning to look into that and download and then see what controllers you need. You might be able to use an Xbox controller, I guess. Don't know. But yeah, I do want to. It's just whether I'll be any good at it, or whether I'm just too old now. That definitely needs tightening up. I used to be good at all those sorts of things when I'm older. I just yeah, the new regs do suck a bit, especially for legacy stuff. I actually saved somebody the other day. I was on a Facebook group and I said to him that they had I forget what it was, like a hubs site, it wasn't a Mavic or anything else like that, it was another one, but it was still under 250 grand, it was a small one, but with a camera. And I said, oh, you need to get an operating license for that. He said, no, it's under 250 grand. I said, it doesn't matter, you still need it. And he went, no, look. He sent me the link to the web and I said, yeah, but look at this one, where it says it's with a camera under 250, you still need operating license. So I only found out, I think, literally the day before I was about to go and fly what was possibly going to be flying mine. I saw that I needed it, so it's just another tax though, really, isn't it? Ultimately, £9 every year. It's just another way of taxing people on their hobby, basically. In my opinion, it is anyway. Others may think differently. Yeah, I'm registered as an operator now. Paid me £9. Like a good boy. It just all sucks a bit, that's all. In my opinion, I just think it's... I get why they're doing it to a certain degree, but I suppose the few have ruined it for the many with their silly flying, etc. So I need to look into what the regs are. Probably have to wait for everything to start getting classified properly before I then get into even think about doing FPV. Yeah, £9 a year for operator licence. The flying licence is free and lasts 5 years, I think it is. So, but you don't need that for below, for 250 and below, only 250 and above. New one coming out. How big is it going to be though? I'm tempted to get the DJI Mavic Mini 2. I've got the Mavic Mini. I want to do a comparison between the two. I might, because I think the Mavic Mini original one that I've got, because it's not classified, you can actually fly absolutely anywhere. Whereas the new one's going to get classification, which is going to be slightly more restricted than the old Mini ones unclassified, crazily enough. So the old ones might be worth holding on to, might be worth a bit more money. Not sure whether Jack's already bent this. It can't have bent this chassis already. It's been sent a bit, but nothing major. I'll undo that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's got the 4K rather than 2.7K. It's got the only issue I've had with the Mini so far is also the range. This hasn't been sent that much, but look. Already bent on an EXB, and it's not had any bad landings. I'm just wondering if the chassis is already bent as well. It'll be M2C for this one as well. Oh, come on. Come on. Why isn't that sitting down properly? Other glasses time. Catch up on the comments in a minute, guys. I just want to try and get this sat in. Can't put that around the wrong way. Oh, I know why. Because that mud guard is pushing it out, so therefore I don't sit in. So maybe the mud guard is pushing that out. That's no good then. There's no other way to put the mud guard. Mud guard's coming off. I don't think you need it anyway. It's just getting in the way and it's stopping everything sitting in nicely. So off it comes. It might work with the stock ones. Which it probably does, probably sits on the outside with those holes there and then goes through, but it clearly doesn't go under the hinge pin. What's up, Adidas lover? What's up, Oxford? Are you coming in, boys? Start with a tiny whoop in the floor. Fly indoors till you know you want to invest. Is a tiny whoop FPV? Is it a little one you can fly indoors FPV? If it is, then I'll definitely get one of those. Tiny Wood Go, good sim. Oh, okay, Tiny Wood Go, good sim and great community. The man behind Tiny Wood. I'll Google Tiny Wood then, thanks. You sent a link. Can you send a link to my PM me if you haven't said, please? Because otherwise I'll never find it in the chat. Yeah, you can, but I've never quite understood line of sight, because based on whose line of sight, because I can't see very far. So, is it my line of sight? Is it line of sight with a pair of binoculars? Telescopic lens? It's like all these things, they're very vague on their rules, a bit like the COVID rules. You can travel to exercise, but they don't tell you how far you can actually travel. And then they moan at you when you travel 5 miles. Oh, Seb sending me a message. Thank you, Seb. What's up, Jack? How are you? Thank you for coming by as I... Come on. People like your little short. Get this out of the way. What have I done with them? I haven't dropped them because I've heard them drop. Eek! Jack will kill me if I've lost them. Easy Woo, thank you very much. You didn't need to do that. Yeah. The coffee stuff. That joke is, unfortunately, is never going to get old for Tumley. Never ever going to get old. I'll get a bit bored with some other channels as well. You know, I mean, we do the channel. We do it for fun. Do we earn a bit of money from it? Yeah. I'll be totally honest with you. Since we got monetised, we have been paid £199, which should be going into Jack's bank account, not mine, because I'd pay tax on it. So it goes to Jack, and they then put it in a separate account, and we'll save up and put it back into the hobby. Maybe get some better lights in here. We want to improve the area for working and everything else like that. But you know, we don't do it for the money. The amount of time we spend doing it, you know, ultimately, if the channel grows huge and we can earn a living off of it, fantastic. But we're not doing it for that. We do it because we love RC. It's great. We wouldn't have bought as many cars we have this year or last year. And to be brutally honest with you, I don't know what I'd done if I hadn't got back into RC back in 2019. With all this lockdown, I think I would have gone mad without meeting all you great people, talking to you, doing live streams on a Thursday night, chatting to people on Facebook, chatting to people on YouTube, etc, etc. Yeah, great community. Matt Mott, how are you? That's what I missed. Let's do a little bit of catch up. So a tiny whoop, must remember that. Can you send me a message, Seb, saying tiny whoop, so I can remember to look it up? I'll insta you later. I'll try and find you then. I'm looking for new tyres for the big lot, but don't want to convert to 17mm hex. Any suggestions, guys? You can go with the Badland MX28s. They do two, and you can get the hex adapters for it that come with it. They're all out of stock at the moment. Last time I looked, but that's what we run on the Typhon. But obviously the Typhon's got 17mm hexes on it, but I think they're Raid 6x30. I think they're called Raid 6x30, and they have removable hex. So it comes with a 12mm hex in there, but you can buy a 17mm hex adapter and a 14mm hex adapter, which you just unscrew. It's got 6 bolts. You unscrew it, put the new hex on there, and plug it in. So, and these are great tyres, MX28s. I think it's the MX28s or the 28 2.8s. There is a thinner one and a fatter one. We use the fatter one. The thinner one's more is more kind to the other size ones, but we like the fatter ones. Now, as I said, you can get. Seb, can you look up the Proline MX28s on the 6x30 Raid wheels? That's what they are. Nice, Stevie. Well, yeah. Well, we actually, it was funny because I wish I could find it. I found some pictures and some videos of it. It was a E-Savage, HPI E-Savage, and I bought that when I went to Hobby Shop. I used to have, and I must get it down, it's up there, my first Tamiya car when I was way younger, and then my brother, 40th birthday, he wanted to get an RC car, so I got him a Tamiya Plasma Edge, and while I was there they sold me a HPI E-Savage twin motor. I guess it's probably 1/10 back then, but I made it 1/8. And then the boys liked it, so I bought a Plasma Edge Tamiya, and Callum, I bought my Maverick Strada. It's about 10 years ago, good 10 years ago, because I'm 13 years ago actually. And the boys used to play with that on and off. We used to play with it, and then obviously certain things happened in life, and me and their mum split up, and then they went, oh, can we have the cars out again? So I dug them out for them. They started playing with them, which is, if you go all the way back to the beginning of the YouTube channel that Callum set up, you'll see the two cars that they had, the Plasma Edge and the Maverick Strada, I think it was. And then for his birthday in 2019, he went, oh, he wanted another car. Oh God, I've been an idiot today. I plugged that one in. No wonder it didn't go in properly. So we were looking at different cars. I'd never heard of Armour before, because when I was last into RC, Armour didn't exist. You know, for me it was HPI, Car Show, Tamiya, etc, etc. And I think Jack had brought up Armour, and I looked at it, and we were toying with what one to get him. And that's when I got him the Granite for his birthday. And then I bought the Kraton V4, which Jack wanted, and he was a bit annoyed that I went out and bought it because he hadn't saved up enough for it at the time. I'm making a meal of this, guys. So that's when then Jack decided to get the Proline, because on paper it was supposed to be the best 1/10 size car you could get, 1/10 size car with 1/8 scale strength, etc, etc. But turned out to actually suck in our view anyway. So, and that really got us back into it. Then Callum's bought the Notorious with birthday money, I think. He bought the Notorious with some birthday money and saving up his pocket money, etc. Then for Christmas he bought himself the Limitless. That's when I bought the Infraction. And then it's just gone from there. Opening Safari. Proline Badland, MX28s, all-terrain tyres on Raid. Are they on Raid wheels? No, it needs to be on Raids. They're called Raid. Right, while we're on here, I'll find it and put a link off. Truck. Proline. 2.8. Oh, you stupid thing. It's those ones. Eek, I've broken it. That's the ones. Yep. On the Raid wheels, and then when you scroll down, I don't know whether you can see, but you'll see they do. Can you see this, guys? Probably not. I'll bring this over. But they're out of stock at the moment, but you might be able to find somewhere else. They do, so these are 12mm hexes, but you can get up, giving you the finger, guys, Proline up to 17mm or 14mm. And that's the ones to fit onto the Armour 3S range. So these are right links, they're brought on. Thank you, my trusty secretary. Am I still playing that? Play. Yeah, when I got, well, when I was, the brushless motors were not really around much. And Hobby Wing were you could only get them from RC Mart. You couldn't buy them anywhere in this country. You could get Castle stuff, but again, brushless stuff wasn't, it was more the old turn, you know, how many turns, how many winds, etc, etc. That's better. How many turns, how many winds, size of your motor, yada-yada-yada. And I put brushless, because it was a twin, the HPI I had was a twin, had twin 50-50 cans in it. So I've still got somewhere. Box down there. Right, third time lucky. This is what I'm making a meal out of. This makes the stream last a bit longer. That sounds torture. Yeah, I think most people got into the hobby with the Tamiya's, didn't they? You certainly can't take the abuse the cars take these days, even now, the Tamiya's. But I do like the Tamiya stuff still. I might get myself a Tamiya. I think Paddlesworth have now got a new track specifically for Tamiya Rally. Which would be quite, I should get my one out and see if I can get the parts and rebuild it. I will get it down for a live stream so you can see it. And that'd be a promise. So my two Herberts still here. Jacques Calou. Not hopefully Jack's still editing his video. Jack's not editing again, isn't he? Oh well. Have you done your edit? Well, I won't be paying for Premiere Pro this month, I know that much for free. F1 and the nice, yeah. I do like the old Tamiya stuff. It's expensive now, though, isn't it? I thought it's gone up in price quite a bit. Although Callum's been looking at a Tamiya as well, and he said, "If I get a Tamiya, Dad, will you build it for me?" And I went, "Okay, you can build it, and then you'll learn how to work on RCs and do all the diffs and everything. It'll be good for you." Never been driven down. What have I missed? You got 2 Tamiyas for £6. Never. No way. Where from? Is that off of eBay or something like that? I mean, that's a bargain. Yeah, building is half the fun. That's why I quite like wrenching. I find it quite therapeutic. Wrenching on the cars, especially when you're putting upgrades on it. You know or the hop-ups as they used to be called. That used to be, what hop-ups can I do? What can I do to make it go faster? What can I do to make it stronger? All part and parcel of the hobby, really, isn't it? And the old Tamiyas used to come with just plastic bushings instead of bearings, so you had to go out and buy the real bearing upgrades. Although we did make Jack's Plasma Edge 3S with big old wheels. We were told you can't do that. It wouldn't take it, but it did take it. Took it easily. Had big old truck wheels on it. 3S system. And super efficient drivetrain because the batteries used to last absolutely forever on it. I think on the old HPI or the Maverick Strada we had, we'd go through 2 packs of batteries to the Tamiya's 1 set. So super efficient drivetrain on the Tamiya's, it's got to be said. Right, I might be using that bit. Unfortunately. Tyres back on, and I think we're done on this one. I've got a 3D printer. You can't see it. I've got a, well, I bought it for Jack. Jack desperately wanted a 3D printer for Christmas a few years ago, so I bought it for him. He had it all set up. We used it a few times, and then boxed it up, and it got brought over here. So I've got to find. That's why I need to make more space as well. I think it's an Creality 3 or something or other. So I think it's an okay printer. What's up, Addicted to RC? How are you? Ivan, I'm not sure whether I said hello to you as well, so I'll say hello to you if I didn't. Apologies. Yeah, I think this. Let's see what it says on there. I'm sure it says on there somewhere what it is. Creality CR10. It's a Creality CR10 that we've got, and I've got a load of. Well, I should probably bring it indoors because it absorbs water, doesn't it? The filament. So I probably should bring that filament indoors rather than leaving it in the garage. Get it dried out before we even use it again. Yeah, it's probably, see what year it says on it. If it says a year, I can't remember when I bought it. It's a good 3 years ago that I bought it. Bum, 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 bum. Must be a date on there somewhere, I can't find it there. No, it's got to be 3 years old though. And then again, it's something else I've got to learn is how to 3D print then. Done. Now, I'm hoping I can change the receiver on this. Body needs a clean. Without having to take the bash bar off. I'm hoping. Yeah, I should be able to. An armour with all of armour's different length. I don't think that would work, Seb, somehow. I don't see how it could work because they'd all be different lengths, so therefore it'd have different touching points on the ground. Yeah, so I thought when I bought it, I did a lot of research. I mean, as I said, it's 3-4 years old now, and at the time it was certainly, for the price, considered a very good printer, very capable printer. And I did contemplate, because I think they did a smaller one, an S or something rather, but I didn't. I don't think I got the S, I got the full size one. I need to clear out that side of the garage or build a workshop in the summer out there and have a better set up studio workspace with a bigger bench so we can do better filming when I'm working on the cars, better setup for live, better lighting, all the plans that we've got, but I need the boys to be over and the weather to be good to be able to do it all, because either I need a shed, put all the junk that's on that side out in the shed, or build a shed, not a shed but a workshop, and then I can get the printer set up, maybe get a mini lathe or a, I'd like a CNC machine as well, that would be really cool. Print my own 3D aluminium parts then, which would be pretty cool if it could do that. Especially if Alden can send me some of his files and learn how, some of the stuff he's printing out and developing and making. Finally got the EXB diff housing and parts to get mine back together. Man, I missed it. Which parts were you after? I'm lucky in much at the moment I've got a few spare bits. I've got a complete rear diff which I've got ready to go if needs be. Oh, you pig. Due to getting spare, well, buying the parts before anything went Pete Tong. And I've got a whole centre diff as well, which Logic sent me by error. Upgrading, I've just finished off putting the custom RC upgrade rear hinge pin holders on the Kraton EXB, on the new Kraton EXB, which Jack is editing the video for at the moment. So I can't say too much about it because we've got a video coming out that Jack wants to share, but he's taking his time doing the edit. So, but that's coming soon. So, and now I'm just putting in new receiver into the Italian, because at the skate park I bought a new receiver for the radio link, but unfortunately at the time for speed I bought the RF6 because the 7 meant it had to come from China and all that sort of stuff, and we needed it fairly quickly. So I bought the 6 because you could only get it that's the only way you could get it in the UK. Unfortunately, the 6 doesn't have the mental range of the 7, so he was still getting reception issues. And not only that, but we've broken the back off of it. Do that back on. So I've just bought 2 RF7s off of Banggood, which I ordered a week ago Monday. They took exactly 1 week to come from China. Unheard of. So these are and you also get these nice little, I wish they'd do them with XT90s rather than, I think they're XT30s, but it's to do a battery voltage bit. But they come with these twin aerial 600 metre range. Insane. You're supposed to send that out and then do it 2 different ways or something rather. By that minute I've got to read up on how to bind it first. Are you going to get into the Scout RC or stay with bashing fun? I don't know at the moment. At the moment I enjoy the bashing. Everyone keeps talking to me about crawling, and I am tempted I need to try someone's crawling before, or I'm toying with the idea of getting a TRX4, possibly a Sport or something, just to get into it. I think you have to build the TRX4 Sport, so that would be quite good. And then if we enjoy that, then I might well, you know, I've seen a lot of people with the scale crawlers and things like that, which look pretty cool. So I might get into that. It's finding the time as well at the moment with, you know, fixing the cars. As the boys start fixing the cars as well, that was free up a bit of time for me to do that. But then with work, editing the videos, because the videos do take a while to edit, but you know, enjoy it. I enjoy looking at the comments when people watch them and enjoy them. So that gives me a buzz. So it's all worth it to me. And then seeing people come on here and having a chat with me. Bang Not So Good sucks. I know you hate I know you hate Banggood Mast, but I ain't gonna knock them because they got these receivers out to me in a week for 13 quid. So we'll find out if they work now anyway. How to bind. Put the transmitter and receiver close to each other within power on the transmitter, receiver. The LED will start flashing slowly. Turn on the power on the transmitter and receiver, and it will automatically bind with the closest receiver. Interesting. That's what I thought it did. I couldn't remember. we are about to find out. I need some batteries. Yeah, I think, but everyone says the TRX4s are one of the best crawlers and easy to get into. I don't know. I'm really into the crawling side of it at the moment. I just want to say I can jump into and, but at the same time they're not cheap, the TRX4s, so. One to turn, two to burn. Signal is all the way in. One to turn, two to burn. Is that the... There then. One to turn, two to burn, and signal is all the way in. So, got to be that one there. Rudder. Right. So what do we do? The transmitter and receiver close to each other. Power on the transmitter and receiver. Power that on. Power this on. Press the ID set on the receiver side for more than 1 second and the green indicator flash, meaning the buying process has begun. Press that button for more than 1 second. Binding is complete. Let's find out if binding is complete. Power on. We have power. We have power. It's back in the car and then get it all calibrated up. Then I'm going to do the same to the limitless. One bulkhead broke. I was waiting for the hot racing aluminium housing. Is that for the... I would have personally gone Vitaphone addicted if that was for the EXB. The reason to say that is we've broken a hot racing one in the front, snapped it in front, clean off. I think I've binned it now. But if it is for the... These Vitaphone ones are slightly better. Yeah, we snapped it across there on the hot racing one. Clean off. That was on the Notorious. They're good, but I just don't think they're as good as the Vitaphone ones. Live experience, I say stick with the lives, do them short. Only do content vids if you feel the need to. Live streaming for me was a label owner, DJ and network promoter. Stick with the lives, do them short. Yeah, no, I'm not planning on staying on long tonight. I want to sit down and have some downtime, watch a movie. Not sure movie. I've got a load of movies to catch up on and watch. I know Seb likes me to stay on for as long as I can. Bit of a weird question. Can you measure the distance between the bottom of your shock cap to the top of the retainer on your X-Max shocks, front and rear, please? Move this to one side so I know what I'm looking at. X-Max. So, can you measure the distance between the bottom of your shock cap to the top of the retainer? So, you want to go from... I hope you can see that. You want to go from here to here. I think they're the same all the way around, by the way, but we'll soon find out. From here, do you want to go eye to eye or the shock cap retainer? Do you want to go eye to eye? The spring retainer at the top, so here. Tell me when. Sorry. Real question. Can you measure the distance between the bottom of your shock cap to the top of the retainer? So basically, you want to know what how long the spring is. Correct? The top of the retainer, if I'm at the right bit now. To the length of the spring in there, all preloaded up, is 15 centimetres at the rear and 15.5 at the front. And the front's been turned, the back's been turned down. I think they're the same, but I don't think I've adjusted these. So they're 15.5 at the front. 15 centimetres at the rear. What's up, these tactics? How are you? Keeping well? The nice find you found about the input gear. So I just found something else broken on the X-Max. Well, I need to put an order in. Yeah, it's a nice find you found out about the input gear on the V5. Looks like it's a stronger material than the V4. So if anyone hasn't seen that, guys, check out East Tactics video on that, about the input gear, the diffs on the V5 versus the V4. So it looks like they've changed it and made it stronger without telling anybody. Yeah, I mean, I've got hot racing, I've still got on, I'm pretty sure I bought 2 hot racing ones, so we have got another hot racing on somewhere. It might be on my V4, and we've got a Vitavon, but Vitavon are pretty good. They're not 70-75, a lot of people say they're 70-75, but I don't believe they are, because he doesn't say they're 70-75, but they are nicely made, especially the new versions, and they are, I think, tougher. And you can get them in the UK a lot easier, depending on where you are. If you're in the UK, you can certainly get them easier in the UK than you can anything else. The hot racing ones, rather. one. My knife gone. Tools. To have tools where you know where they are. Cut myself. Simple changing receiver should not be this hard. What's up, Mr. Shady? How are you? No, I don't think it's the same as the EXB because it's a different size. But I think they have the EXB one comes hardened steel, but it's a different size because it's the different the main gear is different as well on the EXB. But it looks like they certainly changed it because it's got a chamfered edge rather than a flat edge, and it looks like it's. If you watch his tactics video, you'll see that it's a different colour. It's a darker colour as well, and it does look like they have changed it to a harder steel and just not said anything about it. Also allows you to put the D-safe stuff on there, but you don't need to. But it certainly looks like they've updated it. I'm not going to put that bit in there because it just takes up room. Room we don't have. Ink. It's just going to go in there. A bit bigger, this receiver. Do it that way. Down you all go. Back to read in a minute, guys. Commenting. Sorry, I can't see with those other glasses on to see what I'm doing here. This is one of the jobs I hate doing as well, the wiring side of things. Come on. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. That's that. Don't want to pinch anything, put it back together because we did that once before. And it kills the receiver. trust that now. Sorry guys, be there in a minute. So I need a little helper. Little helper to read the texts. Right, what have I missed? No, yeah, that's what I thought it was, because it's GP4, so it's different. I think it's 10 tooth instead of 13 tooth or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's what putting the off the XB at the moment. Quite a few parts seem unique to it. I think the only parts that on the EXB which are different is the diffs, mainly. The arms now are the same. The EXB arms are the same on the V5. And they will fit, obviously, they will fit the V4, but you'd have to change the shock tower. So the shock tower is slightly different at the rear on the EXB. But the EXB is, if you're going to buy a new Kraton, don't buy a V5, because the price difference is just not worth it. Because especially in the UK, it might be slightly different in the US, but in the UK, if you were to put a comparable, if you were to buy the EXB, put in a Max 8, which is equivalent of what comes in a V5, put in a DS 3225 servo and a Dumbo RC radio gear, it will cost you 20 to 30 quid more than a V5. But it comes with a 3mm 7075 chassis, 7075 shock towers, 7075 chassis braces, better diffs. What else does it come with? Aluminium servo mount, and you've only spent all the money on those bits and pieces, and there's more to it as well. I know there is. Oh, 775 or whatever they are, the pins there, heavier duty shock, hinge pin holders. Just trying to think what else it comes with, but it's a way better deal than the V5. V5 is overpriced in the UK, unfortunately. Oh, I hate working on benches where you put things down there and can't find them. FPV, a good idea. Yeah, I'm tempted to buy. I hate to say it, but I am tempted to just to go out and buy the DJI digital FPV gear and start strapping it to things. I think you get 2 cameras, you get the controller. What else do you get? 2 cameras, controller, the digital transmitters and all that sort of stuff. I'm very tempted. It's quite a lot of money. It's like 900 odd quid, I think. But I am tempted. And then just to strap it to trucks and things like that, and because it'd be pretty good footage. That ain't working. It's well and good having 2 wires, but no good if you can't put it up the aerial thing. The arms are different, but they're the same on the V5, Mr. Shady. So the shock towers on the V5 are the same shape and dimensions as the EXB. So if you're getting a V5, you're going to have the same issue. They've got the V5 now has the EXB arms and the EXB shock tower, and it does drive better. The EXB over the V5, hands down, there is no comparison. I try and tell everybody don't buy a V5 because price wise it's just not worth it. The amount of extra stuff you get on the EXB for the 30 quid extra that you're effectively, and obviously you've got to put some work in it and build it yourself, but that ain't going to go on there. Those two wires are not going up that tube. Sure, I've got some more tubing somewhere. I mean, the EXB is my #1 car, followed by the X-Max, but the Kraton EXB is night and day the best car I currently have. My V4 sits down the bottom and doesn't get used at all now. Other people make these, there we go. Other people make these things got the aerial tube. Ooh. Oh, I'm struggling. Don't want to cut it too short. I need it to go in there still. Maybe put one of the aerials inside, one of them outside, I don't know. Far up we want it to become Italian, so actually you can do it from there, can't you? There. Right, what are we missing? Literally the only thing different on the EXB, as far as I'm aware, is Mr. Shady, is the rear shock tower, but it's the same as the V5 now. So that's not different. It's mainly the diffs with the thicker gears and obviously the limited slip. But the rest of it is the same. You can take it off and put it on anything. You're stressing because you're supposed to be getting a takeaway tomorrow, but they weren't delivering today because of snow, and it might be the same tomorrow. Well, then just cook something yourself, Seb. Sure, your mum can cook for you. We'll make you something. What's up, CTAs? How are you? Just got your new Big Rock V3 today. Should I set the slipper clutch before I use it? I wouldn't bother setting it. We haven't changed ours at the moment. I'd use it and see how it is. The only ones I've really ever had to play around with on the slipper was on the Outcast 4S. The other ones I haven't had to touch the slipper at all really. So just use it and see what happens. You know, if you want it a bit tighter, tighten it up. But do put some thread lock down the back of it, because otherwise you might find once you've played with it, you might find it keeps coming undone unless you put that thread locker down the back. There's a video on it in my how-to somewhere. You can read it, yeah. I won't be able to hear you, Master. The only, as I said, it's yes different from the V4, Mr. Shady, but they're the same as the V5. It's literally the way because they've changed the shock tower mounting, instead of being out wide it comes in, they've changed the position they attach the arms. But they are the same as the V5. The V5's adapted that exactly the same geometry setup, exactly the same shock tower setup, it's just made of the cheap aluminium. But the V5s do have the Kraton EXB arms. What's up, Benjamin? How are you? Thank you for dropping by. DJI is awesome. DJI Vista is mega bucks, but worth it. Well, that's what I'm thinking. But then again, it might come down in price. It's the only digital system out there, isn't it? But it's supposed to be really, 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 really good. But then again, is it worth getting if I don't get into FPV droning just to do it on the cars? I don't know. But I like gadgets, so if you get a DJI one, might as well wait for the new DJI FPV drone coming very soon. Comes with a remote, headset and drone. Okay. I'll wait. I'm not in any rush. Running with the analog Fat Sharks, use what I can for cars or DVR. Yeah. Plus, I don't know. I need to try it as well because I don't know whether with my eyesight, because I struggle with VR. I've got an Oculus Rift, and I do struggle with getting that in focus sometimes. You'll buy my V4 for 50 quid. I think it's worth a bit more than 50 quid. I keep it because I might, when my nephew's going to be coming out with this, hopefully, and he was going to talk about getting one, but I might let him buy that or borrow it. I don't have a favourite, just a favourite of the day. Is that for the cars? Yeah. I mean, I love all our cars, and each one to their own. But if I'm going to say my EXB is my number one, but at the same time, if we're going to the woods, I wouldn't take the EXB. I'd take the X-Max. If we're going to a track to try and race, I'd take the EXB, but it won't keep up with the Technos. And if we're going to a skate park to jump really, really high and things like that, I'd take the EXB. If I'm going to a concrete skate park, I'll probably take the 3S cars and the X-Max because they handle bad landings on concrete a lot better than the 6S cars will. So each one has its pros and cons, but overall, for sheer enjoyment, it's a close one between the X-Max and the EXB, it's got to be said. Still going, yep, still going, Martin. You can't post links. There's one way to do that. You can post links now, Mast. Good night, Logan. Thank you for dropping by. Take care, stay safe and all that. 5 million for my V4 then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've registered the drone. I pay the £9 annual subscription and everything, so I'm fine for everything under 250 grams and under. If I want to go above that, then obviously I need to get the license, which lasts 5 years. But I'm not into that at the moment. I want to see if I can learn on a simulator first before I go and buy a drone and then find out I can't fly it and I keep crashing it and then it gets expensive. Still going, Martin, because this receiver is a pain in the backside to actually put in, believe it or not, with the twin aerials. Ugh. It's tighter than a gnat's, whatchamacallit. Getting close to sticking one of these aerials in the inside it all. It's becoming a bit pain in the proverbial. I'm not even sure it'll stay in there. take that off. I'm going to put I'm going to put one of them inside, and then the other one can come out outside. It don't like it. Oh, wrong one. That one there. Come on. Oh, I hate doing the electrics. Right, done. Now. Sure these aerials go underneath. Get a bit of blue tack, stick this down, then popping out. Oh, come on. Sorry guys, I hate doing this wiring job though. Right, should be good now if we can get this lid back on. No, because that's getting in the way. We'll be back. Really need the bigger receiver box. Don't like that like that. Oh, taking that bit off, it's getting in the way. I will be back in a minute. Might be Dremel time though, trying to get this plastic bit out because it's taking up too much room. Oh. To allow me to thread that around the hole. Ah. Stupid idea anyway. Might be buying the bigger receiver box because this is a little bit tight. read some comments before I get back into it. Only flight above, Miss Shady, only if you fly above 250 non-toy. Yep, Martin put a crease in Kev's car at the skate park. What, recently? Whoops. A2 culture is the best route before commercial. Don't get that, minimum. GTR quite easy to fly, they are more like flying a tripod for filming, acrocots or different things. Yeah, I mean the Mavic we does flies itself, you just control it and point it where you want to go. I suck at electronics, I bet I could fix a bunch of stuff for about £1 if I knew how to fix it. Yeah, I don't mind it, it's just fiddly. I actually like playing with electronics, but not in RC cars because it's just so fiddly, it winds me up. But I can fix all this math. Why does autocorrect change real words into other words? Because autocorrect sucks. It was designed by somebody that sucks. My phone battery's going, is it? Oh, thank you. So that means this live stream froze as it always does at about this sort of time. Tells me I've been going too long. Hopefully it can still reach. I've got it in a slightly different place today. Rest it on. Sorry guys, I must get this a better setup so I can charge whilst I'm filming at the same time. There we go. As that's turned on, otherwise you'll disappear. Sorry about that. Low power warning, it was a low power warning, yeah. Right. Trim a little bit more of that off and then see if I can't get it all back in there again without damaging the aerials. I hate doing this. I think the next thing will be ordering the EXB receiver box, I think. Definitely be on the cards. This receiver's just, it's not too big, but it's just a little bit bigger than what is comfortable to put it in. If that makes sense. There's just so much more room in the EXB receiver box. I wish I could get that bottom bit out there. Make this fit in there so much better. Let's try that anyway. Down there. And go in there like that. These little things are sent to try me for sure, guys, sorry. I need something to hold that down so I don't like a little bit of glue tack that I've got in here. But that'll do. Hopefully. Job's a good one. I think I'm doing that before. That holds it all in there very nicely. That is a job, is a good one now. I think we're good to go, guys. OBS Studio, what's that for? Yeah, you can live stream without 1,000 subs using Streamlabs if you want to. Autocorrect sucks, no question about it. It was made by, I'm sure it was made by women, just to annoy men. Women thought it would be funny. That's my view on it anyway. Created by women for women, just to annoy us men. I wonder if this aerial stick will stay in. Probably not. Too far. Hopefully that stays in. Lid on. Right, now we can calibrate. Sorry that took so long, guys. It was a lot more fiddly than what it was supposed to be. Lesson learned, buy some EXB receiver boxes. Next order from Model Spool, I will be doing that. Now I've got to remember how to calibrate this ESC. Yeah. Hopefully that's done. That's that done. I'll do the endpoints at another time. I might do it now actually. Got to remember how to do the model. Model Limitless Model 2. Actually, this will be Model 2. Well, actually we'll call it Model 3. Enter. Back. Name. Enter. What's everybody saying? What have I actually done? I've put a new receiver in. So I had an RF6 receiver in there and the range wasn't good. We were having trouble at the Mega Sense skate park behind the metal cage. So I've just put in the stupid long range, 600 metre range RS, the R7FG twin aerial receivers. So you've got 600 metre range or something crazy like that. But you have to get it from Bang, not so good. Italian. TA. Talion. How do we set that? Exit. Exit. Talion. Yay! Right, we'll set the endpoints then. Normally set about 75, it's normally enough. Oh wow, that's well low. Enough. Enter. Exit. Job done. In the EXB, I am using. I'll get it out for you, but it's both the Mojave and my Kraton EXB. We're using the Max 6 1650 kV. Although the Max 6 is out of it at the moment because the bearing had gone on. It hadn't gone, when it had gone rusty, so it's making a horrible noise. So I thought I could service it. I probably can do, but you can't get the covers off. So I'll be doing a video on that. I bought some replacement bearings for it. So it is kind of in bits at the moment. No, Mr. Sheedy. Turn this off. The only bits that are not interchangeable per se between a V4 and a V5 Kraton, V4 Kraton. It has changed on the V5. That's my as you can see on the V4, the shock towers are a lot wider than they are. Hopefully you can see that on the, I'll bring it over. So they're that wide. I'll bring that over. So it's shorter here, so there's not as much sticking out. If you think about these, they can just bend over easily. Whereas on the EXB and now the V5, it's a lot shorter, a lot tidier. So that does mean at the back here, they come in, they attach at a different place, but that and the diffs is pretty much the only difference. As I said, the stock, you get the 7075, I've got an M2C on there now, because I did bend the 7075 one. The EXB 7075 chassis braces, the 7075 shock towers, the, can't really see it, the chassis mount, hinge pins holders are stronger, hinge pins are stronger. I'm trying to think what else. D-side, well you get that on the other one, on the V5 now as well, but the stuff you get on this is just night and day better than the V5. And I've now got an M2C, I've got to sort this out a bit more, M2C ESC holder on there because I was losing the screws on that. So when I took that off, that's when I saw that I had an issue with the motor. So that's why it's a work in progress. There's a video coming on that soon when I fix the bearings. A servo tester from AliExpress 1p and it turned up in 2 weeks. Huh. From oh, well, sure that wasn't Wish. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly. I prefer, you know, my go-to transmitter is the Noble. We've got 2 of them now. Jack's got one, I've got one. I love the Noble NB4. Oh. But I didn't get Callum one of those. If Callum wants to save up and buy his own one, he can do. I did offer to buy him one for his birthday, but he preferred to get the Italian, or money towards the Italian. But NB4.
Welcome to Noble.
Touchscreen, so do your models, choose your models, etc. Ton of settings in there. Just a quality bit kit, and you can choose. Oh. You can move the, if you're left-handed, right-handed, you move that over.
Center point.
You can turn the speaking off if you don't like it, but I think you can get 8 channels on it now. You've got a nice little dial here if you're got gyros on your car, etc. Detachable battery. Battery lasts for absolutely ever. Nice bit of kit.
Shutting down.
Bye bye. Oh, you can do a lot of different telemetry. I've got a load of sensors. I've got a sensor on the infraction actually. I never bothered looking at that when we were driving the nuts out of it at that video. Do you think it's genuine 775 or a bit of... No, it is 7075. You're talking about the chassis, it is 775, it's only 3mm thick. I didn't bend it too bad, but with the big jumps we were doing and everything, it's just got a slight kink in it, but it is 775. It's just got a slight kink and a twist in the back here, which I noticed when I was servicing it, so I thought, you know what, for the sake of I'd always wanted an M2C chassis anyway, so I went out and got an M2C chassis. So you got a nice one here, which we might use for. I've straightened it out as much as I can, so we might use that for a different build, a later date. It's nice with the etching. It is 70-75, no question about it. It's just I guess they didn't go 4mm because then that would have taken business away from the likes of M2C, Just Bash It, etc. So, you know, you put those in. So you could say fair play to them for keeping the aftermarket guys alive, because they could technically kill them off any time they wanted to by coming out with a car with pretty much all the upgrades. But then obviously the cost of that comes into factor as well. Part of the hobby, as you all know, is buying the upgrades and upgrading the cars to what you want it to be. Hobby King do sell those Noble NB4s. You just have to watch out for when they get them in stock, but they do sell them. The only difference, and I know you don't, I know Mr. Shady, it's not you, just not Banggood. You can get them on Banggood, but the main difference between the ones on Hobby King and the ones on Banggood is the ones on Hobby King, unless it's changed, come with two of the smaller receivers, the ones without the aerial, which the range isn't great on them. It's okay for skate park bashing and things like that, but it's no good if you want to do longer range. And then they've got the P receiver, which is this one here. Sorry, the Hobby King one comes with two small receivers, and the one from Banggood comes with the big receiver, the full size one with the aerial, and a small one. And then they came out last year sometime with what's called the P receiver, so that's a mid-size with an aerial. So I got a few of those because at the time the big ones wouldn't fit in these receiver boxes on the outside of the limitless and infraction. You just couldn't get them in, but these ones did fit in. But now they've come out with the EXB bigger receiver box. The big ones do fit in those as well. So best place to get M2C in the UK, the only place to get M2C in the UK, brand new, is Bad Touch Breakers. Adrian Metcalf, or whatever I pronounce his surname, but a Bad Touch Breakers, great guy, very helpful. Very fast shipping as well. While we're here, I don't think there's a receiver in here either now. So I think I took the other one out. I think I took this one out. Oh no, I'll put the... If I put the Flysky one in there. So while we're here, it's only 10 o'clock. We might as well do the diddly receiver on this. Unless you guys want to go, of course. Haven't got a link for Bang Not So Good. Well, I'm hoping the XLX2 issue's been sorted out, because this car needs to get to a speed, and if we're attending Rossa this year, we're going to need to get some serious speed in here. Well, the GRP's held up well at the weekend. Well, not the weekend, or the latest video, the drift video. bit rusty where it got wet that weekend. Ugh, kind of won't be happy. Should have just sprayed it down with. Probably need to go over it actually, make sure everything's okay, because it did get a bit wet that weekend. Because it was raining, and I didn't think about. Oh, once I've done this, I'll spray it down with a bit of GT85. So much more room in these receiver boxes though, guys. Although, to do this properly, you need to, I think, you need to take the ESC off, the ESC mount off to get the aerial underneath it all. Can I be bothered to do that now? What do you want? You ain't clear my MTC stuff. I will put it up now. My secretary's clearly gone. We didn't get clickbaited, Arthur, but the stream started 2 hours ago, so we've finished with the EXB, unfortunately. But thank you for coming in, Arthur. There's your link for Bad Touch Breakers, where you get the M2C stuff. Thanks, Arthur. Thanks for saying you love our channel. Appreciate that. Really do. Try and mix it up a bit. Normally do live streams every Thursday night. We start off and see how it goes. It normally ends up quite a long stream for some peculiar reason, because I like to chat. I like having interaction with people. So, and I put this in thinking I wasn't going to take it out, so it's the bottom wire. Why did I put it in as the bottom wire? The glass is coming on. So what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys mind me putting the shorts up? We put the little short up today. I didn't know whether that would annoy people or not, because it's supposed to go on the short shelf, but it also goes to the mainstream or main channel. Oh, actually, I might be able to get away with doing this. Come on. If that will go through. What's that not going through now? Oh, it's going to be one of those days. Simplest things in the world don't turn out to be simple. I suppose I could have always taken that off, couldn't I, when I was doing the other ones? But now you can't get it back on. Oh, life sucks. I don't think it goes on all the way though, does it? It's got to go on more than that. I wonder if they heat shrink this on. Probably. I'm worrying because I'm probably not going to use this receiver again. just in case I do need to. It's up there, it's not going. Oh. Make that bit thicker then. That'll have to do. I can't be bothered. That bit will come off. There you go. Thank you. Right. What are people saying? I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, so don't take offence if I don't get it right. We're back. Altered RC, welcome. Thank you for coming by. The showdown was good. You like that one? I was quite. That edit all came together quite well for me. I found a fairly good way of doing the montages now on the editing software I use, which I was quite pleased with. Happy the way it went. Not quite to Jack's standards or Callum's standards probably, but I was happy with it. That video wasn't supposed to go up, but with Jack's been so busy working up at the Excel, he didn't get his video finished. So you saw a glimpse of his new car on it, and when I said speed runs for that will be coming, I'll link it up there. It was supposed to be a link up there because that was supposed to be the first video we did, but unfortunately, as I said, he'd been working stupid hours, 12 to 18 hours a day, for, I think it's 7 days, well, 7 days a week he's working. I think he's finished now, so hopefully we get that video up there soon. Limit surgery, no, just putting a new receiver in because we were having range issues, so I did buy a we bought a Dumbo RC because we were using the Flysky. As we progress things along, we were using these Flysky GT3Cs, which I bought like 10 years ago, or whatever it was, for the boys, and we were just having range issues when we were trying to do the speed runs earlier in the year. So and these are great bits of kit for the price. I then bought a Dumbo RC because everyone said how great they were with the range, which they are pretty good, but they're a real pain in the bum to fine tune the trim. So we're having trouble getting the trim just right to make the car go straight. So then I saw these things, which are 60 quid, and they're a bit like they're like a Dumbo RC on steroids, really. So it came with one receiver. I put that in here, but then we were having range issues at the skate park with the Italian and the Italian and the Notorious. So I took the receiver out of here because we weren't using it, put it in there, and then obviously we want to start using this again. So I've literally just ordered 2 more receivers. One I've just stuck in the Italian, there's one in the Notorious, and then this one's going in here, twin aerial receiver to give this 600 metres range, which we're going to need if we're going to start speed running it again, and especially for when we attend Rossa later this year. So it's not surgery per se, it's just putting the receiver in it, getting that ready so I don't have to do it another time. Because I did have this one in there, which is the 6, it's a single aerial, it's just, that'll go in the granite. it's not got as much range as those twin aerial ones, so. Yeah, I could have done that. Actually, Mr. Shady, good idea. It's gone on now. I twisted it on, so. But yeah, could have done that. Didn't think of that. You don't have a limit there, so I'll be seeing you in the next stream. Stay safe. Okay, well, thank you for popping by. I said try and do a stream every Thursday. And just fix up what we broke or put some upgrades on. The stuff that we haven't broke. So, what are we? We are 1 to turn, 2 to burn. That should be that. I'm going to power on. Oh, that's on low battery now. That's not good. We will be finishing soon, guys, then, because that's on low battery as well now. Right, let's see what happens. Turn that on. Turn that on. Press the button. Seems to have worked. Yep, that's worked. Right, all this back in and then we will calibrate this bad boy. Yeah, I think the Dumbo does, because the receivers look identical. That 6 receiver and the Dumbo receiver, a lot of people think you can use them in the same, and they're interchangeable, but they're not. They don't work. Tried it. Some other ones tried it, but they look identical. So I think that's, you're quite right. Dumbo are using the old Radio Link protocol. In there. Again, I'll put one in, one wire in, one wire out, I think. Shouldn't make any difference in theory. In theory, it shouldn't. So much more room in this receiver box though. Actually, I could. Now we're putting that on there, I might set all this up because we've got the gyro on there as well. I might do that another time. Put it in the box because you can control it from there on the other controller now. If I can remember how to set it up. Time for the other glasses because it's my favourite part of the job. Actually, I'll put that wire first. Save it popping out. I do hate this part of the job though. That one. That one. Tiny little grub screw, which is a pain in the butt when you drop it. Come on, stay down there. I'm going to put this wire around on the inside. I probably shouldn't do that, but always seem to work with the Dumbo with the range still, so. I don't see why it won't work with this. No, this wire doesn't want to stay down either. Oh, come on already. Right. Stay put. Don't trust this. No. Come on. Go though, because that battery's going to run out of charge soon. I think we're all good. We won't calibrate tonight though, guys, because I need to sit down. And the iPad's about to run out of charge anyway, and we've been going for 2 odd hours, so. If Arthur's still here, you could always nip back to the beginning of the video. You will see the EXB being worked on. Right. I think I've knocked that off. I'll let Something like that. Done. I'll calibrate that another time. Actually, make sure that fan's working. Yeah. All good. Turn that off. I'll calibrate that another time. Just got to remember to do it before I drive it next time. Or before we drive it. Or before Callum drives it, I should say. I think that's it, guys. So let's see what comments on this. We'll sit down quickly before I say goodbye. Had to go to Sainsbury's, get some chocolate. What chocolate? Well, that's not essential shopping, is it, Seb? Are you allowed to go out to Sainsbury's just for chocolate? Is that considered essential shopping? I'm not sure it is. We're in that. We'll take you off of there and just go in and say goodnight to you guys. Well, you could have had some after eight, Seb. Oh, stupid seat. Your channel.
If you work in a team, you should be using.
Right. No, refraction and limitless are identical suspension wise. They're exactly the same chassis, everything's the same, it's just the body effectively different, and the limitless comes with a spool rather than the centre diff. But what we did was we bought a limitless the refraction comes with a 46 tooth spur gear with the centre diff, and the infraction comes with a spool, but we bought a 6S 50 tooth centre diff and put it in there with a 19 tooth for when we're drifting, and then we run the spool when we are speed running. Apart from that, and the body mounts and the splitter and everything, it's exactly, they're identical. That's okay, Dan. Thank you for dropping by. I mean, it's me that's got to thank you guys for dropping by, not for me spending my. I'll be out there wrenching anyway, but so you know, it's thank you for you guys for dropping by. I got 31 likes, fantastic. Really appreciate Oreo bites. Yeah, that's not real chocolate though. Night Gantz. You should see my fridge. It's only got chocolate in it. Right guys, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to go and eat my Thursday night treat from my parents, my Bakewell tart. I have been eating, I need to lose weight, so it doesn't help that I've been sitting here editing videos and eating after 8 minutes. I've got to stop doing that. I've got to get out and exercise so I lose some weight and get my hair cut and Goodness knows what else. Night, Emily. Thank you for dropping by. Good night, Martin. Thank you for dropping by. Catch up with you soon, hopefully. Night all. Stay safe, everybody. Watch out for some new videos coming soon. Hopefully Jack will have his up for Sunday. We try and keep putting them out. Good night all. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Cheers, guys. Stay safe. That's my catchphrase. Stay safe.